Let's start here because this is where most people misunderstand their struggle. Pain is not proof that something is wrong with you. Pain is proof that something is changing in you. We live in a culture that teaches us to avoid discomfort at all costs. If it hurts, walk away. If it's hard, quit. If it stretches you, shrink back. But psychologically speaking, growth has always required tension. Muscles grow by tearing. Minds grow by being challenged. Character grows by being tested. The very discomfort you're trying to escape might be the exact condition required for your evolution. Think about it. When you lift weights for the first time, your body aches. Not because it's breaking down permanently, but because it's adapting. The soreness is evidence that fibers are rebuilding stronger than before. Your life works the same way. When you go through rejection, failure, loss, or uncertainty, it feels like something is being torn apart. And it is. But what's being torn apart is the weaker version of you. Philosophically, pressure reveals structure. If a building collapses under stress, the problem was never the storm. It was the foundation. Trials expose where you are fragile so you can become fortified. That's not punishment. That's preparation. Some of you are interpreting your trial as a verdict. You think the struggle is a statement about your worth. If I was really talented, this wouldn't be so hard. If I was really called, I wouldn't be facing this resistance. That's not how it works. Resistance is often confirmation that you're moving in the right direction. Nothing pushes back against something that doesn't matter. Psychologically, adversity activates hidden capacities. When everything is easy, you operate at 40% of your potential. You don't need discipline when things are comfortable. You don't need resilience when everything is working. You don't need courage when there's no fear. But when pressure shows up, suddenly you're forced to access parts of yourself you didn't even know were there. That anxiety you feel, that's your nervous system adjusting to expansion. That frustration, that's the friction between who you are and who you're becoming. And yes, you can cry. Let's be clear about that. Crying is not weakness. Crying is emotional release. It's your body's way of processing intensity. Suppressed emotion doesn't make you strong. It makes you brittle. Real strength is not the absence of tears. Real strength is continuing forward after the tears fall. Some of the strongest individuals in history endured unbearable trials before their breakthroughs. Not because they were immune to pain, but because they understood pain had a function. They didn't romanticize suffering, but they didn't run from it either. They asked, what is this building in me? That's the shift I need you to make. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this shaping in me? Because pressure shapes identity. It strips away ego. It exposes insecurity. It confronts your excuses. Trials force you into self-awareness. They make you evaluate your habits, your mindset, your discipline, your circle. In many cases, your trial is refining your focus. It's teaching you what really matters and what doesn't. Diamonds are formed under extreme pressure, but here's what most people forget. Coal and diamonds are made of the same substance. The difference is endurance under heat and time under pressure. You don't become valuable because life is easy. You become valuable because you remain consistent when it's not. Right now, some of you are in the middle of that heat, and it doesn't feel poetic. It feels exhausting. It feels unfair. It feels lonely. But the discomfort you feel is not a signal to stop. It's a signal that transformation is in process. You're not breaking, you're becoming. There's a version of you on the other side of this trial that carries more patience, more discipline, more emotional intelligence, more faith. But that version cannot exist without this pressure. You cannot skip the process and still expect the strength. So cry if you need to. Sit with the pain. Acknowledge it. Learn from it. But don't interpret it as defeat. Interpret it as development, because pain is not proof that you're failing. It's proof that you're stretching beyond your current capacity. And here's the thought I want you to leave with. If the pressure feels heavy, it might be because the purpose is weighty. Now let's take it a step further, because once you understand that pain is part of growth, you have to confront something even deeper, the difference between feeling broken and deciding to quit. You can cry, but you cannot quit. There's a psychological distinction here that most people never learn. Emotion is a reaction. Quitting is a decision. One is human, the other is final. We live in a world that confuses emotional intensity with incapacity. The moment you feel overwhelmed, you start telling yourself you're not built for this. The moment you feel fear, you assume you're not ready. The moment you feel doubt, you think you're disqualified. But emotions are data, not directives. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you obey it. Let me be clear, breaking down is not the same as breaking apart. Some of you have been taught that strength means silence, that real resilience means never showing cracks, that if you cry, you've lost. That mindset is not strength, it's suppression. And suppression doesn't build warriors, it builds implosions. When you deny emotion, it doesn't disappear. It waits and it comes back louder. Crying is release. It's your nervous system recalibrating under stress. It's your body's way of saying this matters. When you care deeply about your purpose, about your future, about your family, about your calling, of course it's going to hurt when things don't move the way you expected. The tears don't disqualify you. They prove you're invested. But here's where the line must be drawn. Feeling overwhelmed is human. Surrendering to that feeling is optional. Quitting is rarely about ability. It's usually about interpretation. You experience difficulty and you label it as defeat. You face delay and you label it as denial. You encounter resistance and you label it as rejection. The story you tell yourself in your lowest moments determines whether you pause or whether you walk away. And understand this, there's nothing wrong with pausing. Rest is not quitting. Reflection is not quitting. Adjusting your strategy is not quitting. Taking a breath is not quitting. Even stepping back temporarily to regain clarity is not quitting. Quitting is when you abandon the vision entirely. It's when you decide the discomfort is more powerful than your destiny. Philosophically, quitting is a declaration about identity. It says, this obstacle defines me more than my purpose does. And that's the lie. Your current emotion does not define your ultimate capacity. Think about the greatest achievements in any field, business, sports, science, art. Behind every visible success was a private moment where the person wanted to walk away. They felt inadequate. They felt exhausted. They questioned everything. The difference wasn't that they avoided emotion. The difference was that they refused to make a permanent decision based on a temporary state. That's maturity. That's discipline. Emotion rises and falls like weather. Some days you feel unstoppable. Some days you feel uncertain. If you tie your commitment to your feelings, your progress will always be unstable. But if you tie your commitment to your values, to your why, then even on days when you cry, you keep moving. You have to build a standard for yourself that is deeper than your mood. And let's be honest, quitting feels attractive in the moment. It promises relief. It whispers, if you stop trying, the pressure will stop too. But relief is not the same as fulfillment. You might escape the discomfort, but you'll inherit regret. And regret is heavier than struggle. Years from now, the pain of pushing through will feel like a lesson, but the pain of quitting will feel like a question that never stops echoing. What if I had kept going? So yes, cry. Cry when you're tired. Cry when the door closes. Cry when the progress is slow. Cry when you feel misunderstood. But after the tears, wipe your face and recommit. Tell yourself, this emotion is visiting. It is not staying. and it is not in charge. Strength is not the absence of breakdowns. Strength is the refusal to let breakdowns become conclusions. And here's the truth you need to carry with you. Your lowest emotional moment does not have the authority to cancel your highest potential. So feel deeply, release honestly, but decide firmly, because you are allowed to cry in the middle of your trial. You are not allowed to quit in the middle of your purpose. Now, once you accept that pain is part of growth, and once you understand that emotions are temporary, but quitting is permanent, the next question becomes deeper, more philosophical, more personal. What if this trial actually has a purpose? Because most people don't suffer from pain alone. They suffer from meaningless pain. It's not just that it hurts, it's that they don't see the point. Human beings can endure almost anything if they believe there is meaning attached to it. Psychologically, purpose changes perception. The same weight that feels unbearable when it seems random becomes tolerable when it feels intentional. When you believe your struggle is shaping something greater, your endurance increases. Right now, some of you are in a season that feels confusing. Doors closing, delays, rejection, financial pressure, emotional strain. You're asking, why this? Why now? But what if the better question is, what is this preparing me for? Every level requires a different version of you. You cannot step into greater responsibility with undeveloped discipline. You cannot handle influence without emotional maturity. You cannot sustain success without internal stability. Trials are often developmental stages. They expose weaknesses that would sabotage you at the next level. Think about it. If everything you prayed for showed up today, would you have the structure to maintain it? Or would the very blessing you asked for collapse under the weight of unprepared character? Your trial might not be blocking your destiny. It might be building your capacity for it. Philosophically, adversity forces introspection. It strips distraction. When things are comfortable, you can afford to be careless. But when life gets difficult, you start paying attention. You evaluate your habits. You analyze your circle. You confront your mindset. Struggle sharpens awareness. And awareness is power. Some setbacks are not denials. They are redirections. Some failures are not final. They are feedback. Psychologically, feedback is one of the most powerful tools for growth. It tells you what doesn't work. It shows you where you need refinement. It forces innovation. Many breakthroughs are born from frustration. But here's the key. You have to choose interpretation. Two people can experience the same trial. One becomes bitter. The other becomes better. The difference is not the circumstance, it's the narrative. One says, this is happening to me. The other says, this is happening for me. That shift in language changes everything. When you see purpose in the trial, you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a student. And students grow. Victims stagnate. Now let's go even deeper. Sometimes your trial is not just about you. Sometimes it's about the people you haven't met yet. The story you're building. The credibility you're earning. One day, someone will sit across from you, overwhelmed, discouraged, ready to give up, and your scars will speak louder than your success ever could. Authority is not built through comfort. It's built through conquest. You cannot inspire people with theories alone. You inspire them with testimony, and testimony requires testing. The very thing you're asking God to remove might be the very thing that gives your voice weight later. And I know that's hard to hear when you're in the middle of it. When you're tired, when progress feels invisible, when you're doing the work and not seeing results. But growth underground is still growth. Roots develop before fruit appears. Depth forms before visibility arrives. Your trial might be strengthening your roots. Because when success finally shows up, and it will, the question won't be, can you reach it? The question will be, can you sustain it? Purpose transforms endurance. When you connect your struggle to something larger than comfort, you unlock resilience that emotion alone cannot produce. You stop measuring progress by immediate results and start measuring it by internal transformation. Ask yourself, who am I becoming in this process? Not what am I getting, not what am I losing, but who am I becoming? Are you becoming more disciplined, more patient, more self-aware, more focused, more spiritually grounded? Those qualities matter more than temporary wins. Because once you become the right person, the right opportunities align with you naturally. Trials refine identity. So instead of resisting the pressure, examine it. Instead of cursing the delay, learn from it. Instead of assuming the door closed because you're unworthy, consider that it closed because you're being repositioned. This moment is not random. It is formative. And here's what I want you to sit with. If this trial is shaping the person you need to become, then quitting doesn't just stop the pain, it interrupts the preparation. So before you walk away, ask yourself one question. What if this is training for the life I said I wanted? Now let's go deeper, because once you recognize that your trial has purpose, you have to understand where real strength is actually built. It's not built on stages. It's not built in applause. It's not built when people are watching, liking, clapping, or validating you. Strength is built in the dark. There is a version of you that the world sees, the performance, the smile, the confidence, the highlights. But the version that determines your future is the one nobody sees, the one that wakes up early without being forced. The one that studies when there's no exam schedule, the one that keeps working when there's no immediate reward, the one that resists temptation when no one would ever find out. That's where champions are formed. Psychologically, identity is shaped by repeated private decisions. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, courage over comfort, responsibility over excuses, you are reinforcing a self-concept. You're telling your brain, this is who I am. And the brain responds to patterns. It wires itself around what you repeatedly do. But here's the problem. Most people want public results without private refinement. They want the spotlight without the solitude. They want recognition without repetition. They want influence without internal mastery. It doesn't work like that. The dark seasons, the lonely workouts, the late nights, the silent sacrifices, the tears nobody sees, those are not empty moments. They are developmental chambers. In those spaces, your ego is stripped, your motives are tested, your commitment is purified. When no one is watching, your real standards are revealed. And understand this. Character is not what you project, it's what you practice. You can say you committed, you can post about discipline, you can talk about vision. But who are you when motivation fades? Who are you when progress is slow? Who are you when the excitement wears off and it's just you and the grind? That's the dark. Philosophically, darkness represents uncertainty. It represents the absence of immediate feedback. When you're in the dark, you don't always know if what you're doing is working. You don't always see results. You don't always feel affirmed. And that's exactly why it builds strength. Because in the dark, you're forced to rely on conviction instead of validation. Conviction is deeper than emotion. It's deeper than hype. It's a settled decision that says, even if I don't see it yet, I believe in what I'm building. The strongest minds are not built in comfort. They're built in obscurity. Think about it. Before every visible success, there was an invisible season. Before the promotion, there were years of preparation. Before the recognition, there were countless repetitions. Before the breakthrough, there were private battles. And those private battles matter. Because if you keep and win in private, you can withstand pressure in public. Many people collapse when success finally arrives, not because they aren't talented, but because they never built stability in the dark. They built their confidence on applause instead of discipline. So when criticism comes, and it will, they crumble. But if you built yourself when no one was watching, external noise won't control you. The dark teaches you self-leadership. It teaches you to hold yourself accountable. It teaches you to keep promises to yourself. And that might be the most important skill of all. Because if you can't trust yourself in private, you won't trust yourself in public. Let me say that again. If you can't rely on yourself when no one is looking, you won't believe in yourself. When everyone is, your trial may have isolated you. It may feel like you're working alone, like your effort isn't being noticed, like your progress isn't visible. But invisibility is not insignificance. It's incubation. Seeds grow underground before they break the surface. If you dig them up too early because you don't see progress, you destroy the process. The same applies to your growth. Some seasons are meant to be quiet, not because you're failing, but because you're forming. So embrace the dark. Use it. Refine your habits. Strengthen your mindset. Sharpen your focus. Heal your insecurities. Build your discipline. Let the silence develop you, because one day the lights will come on. Opportunities will appear. Doors will open, and when they do, you won't rise to the level of your hype. You will rise to the level of your preparation. And here's the question I want you to wrestle with tonight. Who are you becoming when nobody is watching? Because the version of you built in the dark will determine how brightly you shine in the light. Now, after all of that, after understanding that pain grows you that, emotions don't get the final vote, that your trial has purpose and that strength is built in the dark. We have to bring this home, because this is not just about surviving today. This is about who you are becoming tomorrow. Your future self is counting on you. I want you to think about that seriously, not in a poetic way, not in a motivational quote way, in a real psychological way. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, there is a version of you living with the consequences of the decisions you're making right now. That future version of you is either going to thank you or question you. We often disconnect from our future identity. We treat tomorrow like it's abstract. But psychologically, the more connected you feel to your future self, the stronger your discipline becomes. Research shows that when people vividly imagine who they want to become, they make better long-term decisions. Why? Because the future stops feeling distant. It becomes personal. Right now, your future self has dreams, stability, confidence, impact, peace, maybe leadership, maybe financial freedom, maybe influence, maybe simply the ability to look in the mirror with pride. But that version of you doesn't appear by accident. It is constructed decision by decision, habit by habit, trial by trial. And here's the tension. Quitting today doesn't just end discomfort. It transfers limitation into your future. When you give up in the middle of the trial, you don't just stop progress. You shrink possibility. You teach yourself that when things get hard, you retreat, and that pattern doesn't stay in one area of life. It spreads. It becomes identity. But when you push through, even imperfectly, even slowly, you build evidence. You prove to yourself that you can endure, that you can adapt, that you can survive difficulty without surrendering your vision. And that evidence becomes, in turn, our confidence. Confidence is not built by affirmations alone. It's built by kept promises. Every time you refuse to quit, you deposit trust into your future. You're telling that future version of yourself, I'm protecting you. I'm building for you. I'm not letting temporary discomfort sabotage long-term destiny. Think about the opportunities you haven't seen yet, the relationships you haven't formed yet, the doors you haven't walked through yet, the impact you haven't made yet. All of it depends on whether you endure this chapter. And let's be honest, some of you are closer than you think. The pressure feels heavier because you're approaching a breakthrough. The resistance feels stronger because you're moving into new territory. Growth often intensifies right before expansion. But if you quit now, you'll never know how close you were. Your future self needs you disciplined today. It needs you to cry if you must, but stand back up. It needs you to keep showing up when it's inconvenient, to keep believing when it's unclear, to keep working when it's unnoticed. Because one day you will look back at this season. And when you do, you won't remember every detail of the pain. You won't remember every tear, but you will remember the decision, the moment you chose to continue instead of collapse, the moment you chose growth instead of escape. That decision will echo through your life. Philosophically, life is a series of compounded choices. Small daily decisions accumulate into identity. Identity accumulates into destiny, and destiny is not random. It is constructed through consistency. You don't owe the world your greatness, but you owe yourself your effort. There's a responsibility you carry, not to perfection, not to performance, but to potential. Potential is a gift, but it becomes regret if neglected. So when the trial feels overwhelming, zoom out. See the bigger timeline. See the future version of you standing there, stronger, wiser, more stable, whispering, "Don't stop. I need you to finish this." Let that vision anchor you when emotions fluctuate. Let it guide your habits. Let it remind you that this moment is temporary, but its impact is lasting. And here's what I want to leave you with. One day, you will meet the person you could have become. Make sure they recognize you.